Well, hello, my friend, and thank you for joining me as we continue our journey at the burning bush to discover more and more things about the Lord and His ways in this mini series within our devotional times together. So we come to Exodus chapter 3, verse 20, where God says an extraordinary thing to Moses at that burning bush. He's explaining how, Pharaoh is going to be very, very stubborn and not be willing to let God's people go. So this is what God says. So I will stretch out my hand and strike Egypt with all my miracles, which I shall do in the midst of all of it. And after that, He will let you go. Well, if you know your story of Moses and God and Pharaoh and Egypt, there was a lot of plagues, 10 plagues, that God would bring upon them, locusts and frogs and all kinds of stuff. And in one glance we might think, man, God was playing hardball with Pharaoh and really punishing him for not obeying. And you can take that construction to one conclusion and come up with a pretty harsh, vindictive God. On the other hand, you can see it a little more deeply, that God actually is our chance giver. He was performing miracles. He was giving them glimpses of His almighty power. He had been given, that is Pharaoh, a word that he was supposed to let God's people go. And so God kept giving him chance after chance after chance after chance to do the right thing. Now, I know it's a little tough to grab onto this, so let me see if I can take a couple of examples. When you think about an eagle, when it's time to let their eaglets learn to fly, you know what they do. You've heard this story. They push them out of the nest from those high, high rocks up in the mountains. What? That looks and sounds so cruel. They push little eaglets right out of the nest. Boom! And there they go, falling to the earth. And yet, that mama eagle knows that it is time and that eaglet will be able to fly, but not unless she pushes them out of the nest. My friend, things that can look so harsh are actually opportunities, chances that God has given for us to do the right thing. Parents, we know that we'd love for our kids to take our hints to do the right thing or a word of instruction to do the right thing, but we know sometimes we have to give them a warning if they don't, and if they continue to do the wrong thing, even with our urging, we have to discipline them. And it can be a severe one, but that's because you love them, not because you hate them. So in this mix of how God works with mankind, He has given us chance after chance after chance to repent and to do the right thing. Oh, that is our God. So my friend, as you hear His whispers from above to be saved, say yes. And as you hear His whispers from above to do this or that, oh, let's do them. Because He is a gracious chance giver.